I know.
Give it to Perth until end of the season.
I know. I
20.
thought it was great.
I thought, what a film that is, by the way.
Leave
Rita
that there.
Sue and Bob Sue.
People wouldn't get that these days.
No.
They just wouldn't.
Joe be fuming with that.
Joe would.
Rita Sue and Bob Sue,
Oh,
wouldn't he?
he'd
Be
be
devastated.
I know.
Give it to Perth until end of the season.
There you go.
See?
There you go.
We're up, we're live.
We're live. It is Monday. It is the Daily Exit, and it's absolutely baking hot in this. It's like that hot. It's like that kind of heat where the sweat is dripping down the walls.
Know what it's called?
What?
When people say it's close.
Oh, it is close.
Oh, it's close.
You know what we need? Good thunderstorm. Bit of rain.
Bit of rain
to
clear it.
Freshen it up. Clear the air.
Clear the air.
Yeah, that's what we need.
That's what it
That's
is.
what we need. So welcome.
It's close.
Yeah, it's very close. Is it close where you are? I imagine it was a bit close yesterday in Kenya.
It looked close.
It looked a bit close for some of our players. It looked very close for some of our players. Some of them don't know where they're coming on.
If Stecklenburg could have got closer to the goal, it would have been better.
Might have been good he was in the goal.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Do you think he was actually on the pitch? Or did they just project him on the pitch? I think he was really there.
Let's not single him out.
I'm not singling him out. I'm just singling him out for the goal.
Yeah.
It was the only one we
He
conceded.
could have done better. Put it that way.
What's going on? Who's commenting?
There's lots of comments already. It's great.
Great.
It's great.
I thought it was great.
I mean, the fact you're messing with the side of your nose.
That's because I've got a little spot.
Well, don't mess with it, please. Cumbrian Trophy. Hello, Mark. Evening, fellas. Hope you both well. I'm not convinced Chelsea will let Zuma come to us, and if they do, it'll be the last minute. Can't see Chelsea wanting to strengthen us as we will be rivals.
Marco Silva seems quite confident.
He does. I think because Zuma's told Everton he wants to come. I think the club are...
Do you think that... What do you think about Chelsea, basically using him in all their social media posts?
I think that's a good way of saying that. Well, we haven't made our mind up.
That, to me, I compare that to, in the past when people have been kidnapped. Doesn't happen now. Kidnapping doesn't really happen that much anymore, does it?
Good.
Or does it just happen in films? Did it only ever happen in films?
I don't know. It did happen a lot. It happened in 24 quite a lot.
It did,
didn't it?
Well, there you go. I mean, that's television. So again, and then they'd release a video. Maybe that's like the video.
I mean, what I love about Zuma on their thing is he doesn't look as happy as what he says he is, does he? Hi guys.
Hi, I'm very happy.
Great to be back. Hard work starts here. Bye.
Classic Ransom stuff. That.
Yeah.
Just got to make sure he doesn't get Stockholm syndrome. Do you know what I mean? I don't know where their pre-season's going.
Gothenburg.
That's not Stockholm, is it?
No, that's where they've gone for pre-season. They've stayed in Sweden.
They're in Ireland.
Oh no, Chelsea are. Stockholm. Yeah.
I'm confused.
Forget it. Listen, I don't know. There was being rumoured with Adama Soumare, haven't we, today? Been linked with him, the Lille defender. He's, big and athletic. They're called, is the description of him. So therefore, I don't know whether that's Everton. But Marco Silva did say, though, there is other targets. If Zuma's not available, we'll get someone else. But he did seem very bullish on Zuma. It's happening. So we'll have to wait and see. Stephen Kelly. Alright, Steve. Alright, lads, hope you had a good weekend. Just wanted your thoughts on some things Everton could do better on the commercial side of things with us playing in Africa. Would it have not made sense to go to other parts of Africa and try and bump up the numbers even more?
No, honestly. Because I'm being brutally honest here when I say this, but I don't believe there is a market in Africa. I really don't. There's a market for sports Paysa, and whether you believe whether that's a worthy and right market, that's up to each individual on gambling. But I honestly don't think there's enough money in Africa. And don't forget, Africa is we speak about Africa like it's this place. It's a huge continent.
It's huge. Yeah.
Huge continent. I honestly don't believe there's enough money in Africa to be worth Everton's while going there. Honestly, who's gone to Africa in pre-season? Have any of the big clubs gone to Africa?
I remember Spurs used to play there in South Africa every year.
Didn't he have a link with one of the teams?
It was always every May. It was the end of the season. He'd play in that Hope Cup, wouldn't he?
I think some people have
Or
gone
Peace Cup.
Some people have gone to South Africa in the past because there's money in South Africa, and a lot of British companies and a lot of American companies used to have money in South Africa. Don't know whether that's still the case, and geopolitics, it's changed a lot. But no, I understand what you're saying today, is that it seems a bit weird that we only went for one game. I think the people at the club are probably quite happy it was only one game and they could be in and out. It was a lovely little PR exercise, lovely to take kits to people and help out a lot of people who need help. But doesn't that kind of tell you that it's just, put it this way, right? We should be going to the places that have the biggest TV deals, and I think the biggest TV deals are in America or some parts of Asia. They're not in Africa, and I'm just being brutally honest about that. And we should be chasing the money, and the money's in America. And I say this, and I know I'm boring, but that's where the money is, and it's probably it's part of Asia as well, and that's why the Premier League have the Asia Cup, because they know. But how long? I can't understand why the Premier League don't have an equivalent of the Asia Cup, but in America. So it'd probably be called the America Cup.
Yeah.
Maybe that ICC have got a lock on contracts so tight on tournaments in America that they don't have one. But I find it baffling that the Premier League, especially with that 39th game thing, I'm really surprised that the Premier League haven't tried to get like a Premier League sanctioned tournament with 4 Premier League teams. Maybe they don't think it's worthwhile because of that ICC, because of the money they're offering, contracts, whatever. But I think it'll happen sooner or later, and I think that's where we should be looking. There's nothing in Africa for us. There just isn't.
The only thing is you putting the name out there more, but that's for extra. It's always good to spread the name of Everton, of course it is, and if people pick it up and people jump on board with it, and there'll be, we will have picked up some more fans out there. That's great, isn't it? But I think you're right. From a monetary aspect, which is what, let's be honest, that's what we have to look at. Yeah, there's other markets that are more beneficial. And
listen, don't get me wrong as well, there's people in Africa who've got money as well. There will always be the haves and the have-nots, but the problem with somewhere like Africa is the have-nots really do not have anything.
No.
And you're saying to people that your shirt's £50 and it's the thing, it just doesn't add up for me, and it really doesn't add up for me with the sponsorship deal that we should be going there every year. Well,
we've done it now, haven't we?
No,
2 years ago, wasn't it? So
it's a worthwhile.
They might have to go.
Well, yeah.
Whether we like it or not, as fans, that's the way it is, isn't it? Cumbrian Trophy, with that in mind, with centre-back targets you think Marco's interested in? I don't know, to be honest. I'd like him to be interested in Saliba. I'd like him to be interested in Llorente, I suppose. Samara looks an interesting one, but I think Zoom is his main one, because he knows where he is with it, and I think he'll try to get him, regardless of what happens with it. He might have to wait for him. Ideal world, you want him in now, but we'll have to see, won't we? Paul Livesey, evening lads, any idea what the crack is with Diego Costa? I'd take him in a heartbeat. Well, Jim White, Mashiri's right-hand man, has already come out and said it's nonsense. It's not happening. The story to me was absolute nonsense. Mashiri's ordered Everton to get Costa. I just don't see it. It doesn't fit anything we're trying to do. His wages alone are ridiculous. He's 30, 31. He's a good player, but
it was clearly written by someone who's got no idea what happens at Everton Football Club. Yeah. And I think once you see something written like that, and it's not this. This is what absolutely just not shocks me, but it's a lazy story. Someone might have heard something, but it's when you put the pieces of it together. You don't have to be a detective to understand how Everton are going to try and do their business from now on. Their business is not going to be offering someone in their 30s a contract for over £100,000 with no sell-on value. That is not Everton Football Club, anymore. And if you don't understand that, then you know the people who write good stuff understand that.
It's not being picked up by Paul Joyce or Dominic King or Andy Hunter, has it? Because it's unlikely. Listen, if Atletico Madrid said to Everton, you can take him on loan, you don't know, but I still would think it was unlikely because it just doesn't fit what we're trying to do.
And is Marcel Brands really going to start taking that kind of thing? You know, he's in a position where he's in charge basically of everything football wise, everything. I mean, he really is like the general manager now, and Silva's like the coach. That's the way it seems like nowadays.
There's a plan.
Yeah,
there's a plan,
and that doesn't fit the plan.
James Hardwick on Patreon. Any news on Malcolm? Apparently a bid is in for him today, and Alan Myers hasn't dismissed it. Well, the Malcolm thing will be he's one of a few that Everton are looking at for that left-footed right winger, which the manager said straight away, didn't he, at the end of the season. Malcolm is obviously interesting for Everton because we've got a decent relationship with Barcelona. He's surplus to requirements at the new camp. They're trying to go a different way. They're trying to get Griezmann in and Neymar, so he's out the door. They've got Ousmane Dembele there as well. Coutinho can play off the left, so there's nowhere for him to play really. So that's why that's there. I imagine Everton are interested in him. I think they're interested in Traore as well. They've had a little look at Chenzil Under as well. He's another one. So it wouldn't shock me if Malcolm comes in.
Barca well, the Griezmann situation is very problematic for them at the moment because he hasn't returned back to training with Atletico Madrid. So that's a problem for them because they are like saying, well, you're our player, why aren't you back? But Barca haven't bought him. They haven't put the money
it's
forward.
In limbo, isn't it?
So he's in limbo because he'd already made his decision. And I don't know whether Barca are trying to get more players off their books to find that money. But and Brands, like he did with Gomez, might be looking at that situation going, well, I'll wait. I'll let that noose tighten a little bit, and then I can get you for a cheaper price.
He's got a list of a few of them, so it's whichever one shows the most lucrative for Everton, I suppose, the one that makes most financial sense.
Yeah.
Overall, that's the one he'll go for.
Definitely.
Also, James says, I know yesterday was just a PR exercise, but which youngsters impressed you?
Williams, goal scorer, looked very composed. It is all on the final word, by the way, which is on Patreon.
Yeah, we'll go into more detail.
We'll be going into more detail, but yeah, he looked all right. Fraser Hornby does. I'm impressed by the way he gets around the pitch. I don't know whether he'll ever be a Everton centre forward, but it's difficult. It was a difficult game, wasn't it? I was impressed by all of them actually. I was impressed by the way that second half they looked like a unit. They looked like a team.
I thought
clever.
Adeniran and Beningame in the middle of the park were good. Yesterday I thought Bowler looked good in moments. And I like the look of Gibson.
I tell you who worked hard though was Astley. He got up and down that right hand side. I'm not saying he had a great game, but he got up and down. He kept on giving Bowler an overlap.
Yeah.
So
we'll see. Broadhead done alright, didn't he? He looked lively. I mean, I don't know whether
should have scored.
He's 22. I don't know whether I don't think he'll get in the Everton side.
He's been called up to the full Welsh squad
as
well, hasn't he?
So he's lively.
He's going to be looking for that.
He's got to be on loan, surely. Even if he's not going to stay at Everton, he's got to get himself into league football now and play every week, surely.
Yeah.
Bernadette Cranny, please can you arrange a live link to the USA to speak to the amazing Dr. David France?
I don't think Dr. David France would know how to, if I'm perfectly honest.
No,
he's
difficult.
Bit of a technophobe, if I'm perfectly honest. It's difficult just to have a chat with him, full stop. At times. So, I mean, you text him, you get nothing back off him.
No.
So,
email's about the best, and I don't think it'd be the greatest show, just reading his emails out if he could keep up with it, to be honest, Bernadette. I mean, we can try. Royal Blue, what do you make of the Mashiri reports wanting Costa? We've just spoke about that one. Gary Ward, hello Gaz. Royal Blue, according to Twitter, a bid is imminent from Malcolm. We know we're interested, but he's one of a few. Royal Blue.
I think things will start. I mean, you heard it, didn't you, from the man himself? It'll start quickening up, moving up a little bit faster. Now he said he's spoke about 3 or 4. He spoke about Zuma. He'll want these players in. You know, we've seen today all the internationals are back that played in the UEFA qualifiers, so they're all back today. Bernard's back today. So this, like we said last week, this is almost like the first proper week. Now, the end of the week they go to Switzerland. They play the game against Sion. Have another full week. Have a full week over there. Then play the game against Monaco. Come back, play Wigan, then play in the German tournament, and then go back over. And then the Premier League starts. So it'll soon be here. So it doesn't give you much time to get players in. So we all want those players in the next week or two. Definitely. Certainly, and I think for next week.
We'll want them in Switzerland with them because they'll see the importance of the team all being together. So could be an interesting week. Michael Perryman, all right, lads, managing to watch from the office. Don't get caught, Michael. What do you make of the Costa rumours? We've just done that. Don't think there's anything in it, mate, to be honest with you. Kane Forshaw, one of my mates, has just seen Morales in Manchester Airport.
Seen that picture, didn't we?
He's coming.
He's got to this way, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got to come in, hasn't he? He's got to go to Finch Farm. He's got to get fit. But Everton are trying, and it's around today, Kane. A couple of clubs in Belgium, notably Standard Liège, won him, and that's a move that I can see happening for sure. He's got a year left on his contract, and I think Everton will be quite happy for him to go there.
I think for him he'll go out on loan for a year, but then obviously that. So if he goes for a year,
he's Williams, isn't he?
And they pay a couple of million and maybe take some of his wages, I think that suits Everton.
Yeah.
At the end of it, he's free then to do whatever he wants.
And whatever they want.
Yeah, and it makes that kind of deal, like Williams, makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, most definitely. Royal Blue, any player signed by another club this window you feel we could have got and we've missed out?
No.
I don't think anyone's gone really of note who I look at and go, I wish we'd have got him. Because no one's really moved.
I'm surprised, not for us, but I'm surprised more teams didn't come in for Tielemans. I think he's a good player. I think he's a really good player.
He is a good player, yeah.
Whether he just thinks, well...
Has he signed for them now?
I think he's signed this afternoon.
Yeah.
I think to go there...
40 million.
Maybe he's thinking a couple of years here, make me mark and then I'll move on. Which is what, let's be honest, most players, and he's Belgium, so... Yeah. Belgium, that makes it... But fair, you know what? Fair play to him. He went there on loan, enjoyed it, and he's done very much what like Gomez has done, hasn't he? So fair play to him. But I'm surprised more. Man United apparently were looking at him. And I think he'll be really good in the Premier League next season. But who else has gone anywhere? I'm not fussed about any other ones. Some may say like Che Adams or someone like that. They're here or there, are they? If Everton have got targets and they're not the targets, then... I mean, listen, this time last year, maybe even further along the line, we were all a bit worried, weren't we? And then you get like the deadline day like we had last year, and suddenly you'll go, we've got a decent squad in. So let's wait till that window shuts before we start worrying about other people.
Everton have got a very clear strategy and a very clear plan of what they want, and won't deviate from it. So us as fans could look at stuff and go, why haven't we got him and why haven't we gone for him? But it's all irrelevant, isn't it? It's all irrelevant because if the manager and Marcel Brands have got a plan who they're going for, other players you look at and go, we could have got him, or he's an interesting player, or what about him? Doesn't really mean anything. It's who comes in and who fits the team's ethos, isn't it? And who fits best with, I look at teams in the Premier League at the moment, and Spurs have got on Dembele, but he was never going to come here. He's one you'd look at with envious eyes because he's a good player. Liverpool haven't done anything yet, but I'm sure they will. City above.
Have you seen who Liverpool are bringing in?
No.
Remember that lad when we played Fulham? The young lad with the terrible top knot haircut.
Oh, the young kid.
They've got him.
After, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't sign the contract, so Liverpool have got him.
He's a highly rated player, him. They were made up, weren't they? And they've got the young...
He's got to shake that head.
Head's a disgrace.
If he's going to move to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got him.
And they've got the young Dutch kid as well, haven't they? Centre-back, who's apparently very good. City have only really got Rodri, haven't they, at the moment, and Angelino, who they hadn't sold and bought back a year later. United have still not pushed on. I mean, they got Wan-Bissaka and James, and it was like, this is it now. And nothing's really gone further forward, has it, with Maguire and that.
They've gone to Australia now, haven't they, as well?
Yeah, so you look at it and go, well, no one's really moved for, Perez. Leicester have spent 70 million, but Tielemans they had last season. Perez is a decent signing, but Okazaki's gone out the door from them. So no, there's not really anyone I'm looking at. And West Ham have got Fornals, who looks like a good player, but I'd rather have Andre Gomez. So, we'll only know, like you just said, we'll only know when the window shuts, won't we? And let's see what happens. Where LA Walkway, what's the delay, lads? I'm assuming that's from before. Well, there isn't, because we're here. Karam Bashaw, hey lads, I was watching Lampard's first press conference and he was saying he won't be having any players who don't want to be Chelsea players, and Zuma wants to be at Everton, so I'm still confident.
And let me just throw this out there, it's got nothing to do with Frank Lampard. That's not how Chelsea works anyway. If Chelsea want to sell a player, he gets sold.
Yeah,
that's been the downfall of, well, it was definitely the downfall of Sarri. Well, Sarri said it himself, didn't he, when he signed Pulisic? He said they didn't know anything about it. They doesn't sit Chelsea.
But I suppose that will help if Lampard sits with Zuma and Zuma's like, listen, if you can't guarantee me I'm gonna play, I want to move to Everton because they want me. He knows that Everton are in for him. Lampard knows Everton are in for him, and therefore, see, the way I said this last week, the worst Zuma's gonna be at Everton is third choice. Right, he'll be in, won't he? Let's be honest. But the worst he would be if he comes from Everton is third choice.
Yeah.
Where at Chelsea, he could be anywhere between first choice and fifth choice with the players they've got. So
yeah, Everton's going to be competitive, isn't he?
Exactly. He's going to be playing, and it's going to be up to Michael Keane.
And don't get me wrong,
Mina, isn't it?
He'll play at Chelsea, but because of the competitions that they're in. But it might be in, out. Whereas at Everton,
shake it all about.
If he's at Everton, he'll probably be. If he's in, he's in. The manager wants him. He said that. He said that publicly. Now he's trying to put pressure on us and them, probably, I imagine, to get it done.
So, Cumbria and Sophie, Baz, any news on Yedder? Nobody was linked with United the other day, wasn't he? Ben Yedder, he was linked with Man U.
Weird upset.
Interesting. I think Mark just thinks he's a very good player who could do us a job. They not none with that. Royal Blue, favourite away game you've been to, Pedro?
I'm gone. Sorry, my foot's gone dead.
He always drops these on us, doesn't he, Royal?
I know, like, you don't get. We'll come back to that.
He's a cracking one, but he always drops.
I don't know, there's some boss. Best of.
I'll tell you one of my best. And I've been to low, like when we won the league and stuff like that. Both leagues and things like that. And times with Lineker away, we were fantastic. But one of the most favourite ones was when we beat Derby 4-3 with Moyes, because we were absolutely gash and we couldn't score a goal. We beat Fulham, went to Derby and won 4-3. I mean, we still tried to Everton it up. We were 4-1 up and ended up winning 4-3. But it was such a key victory that it was a boss game. It really was. Brilliant. Some games with Rooney.
Funny enough, I went to the next away game when we got beat by Newcastle 6-2.
Oh, 6-2.
And we were winning.
I remember Dunk scored, didn't
he? Tell you, Sheffield Wednesday away when Andre Chelsea scored at Attrich.
That was a
incredible day.
Man City away.
Man City with 5-2 was at that as well. In the Kippax. When the Kippax was split 3 quarters with City and 1 quarter was Everton at the end. And
that was
they were throwing all kinds at us, and it was amazing because we battered them. We were in the pink kit. Preki scored. They took Nev off at half time and brought Jason Keaton on. It was just like one of those. It was my first ever away game, unsupervised. So it was me and my mate on the back of a Barnes travel coach. It was.
And you're on Happy Skulls, no?
No, I was on a back. I actually this will say everything you need to know. I actually got on a bus. I had to go to County Road, go in the Barnes travel shop, buy the 2 tickets for the game, which was about I think they were about £8 each, and then that was my ticket, and then we went the match, and it was funny because I went with my mate. I used to go with my mate and his dad, and I think he had a little falling out with his dad, and we went the game and we seen his dad there, so his dad was there. This was 1993. So I was like 14. And so we were there, and I remember my mum telling me I couldn't go, and I did the old, well, ask my dad. And my dad was like, "Go ahead, you can go," and he let me go.
Moody City in them days, though. Wasn't it?
I'd gone the year
Was
before
Beardsley?
with me mate. Remember we won 1-0 with Beardsley.
There, last
I
seconds,
went that year when we won, and Beardsley scored, and they missed a penalty in the last minute.
we
Remember?
won 1-0,
And we had the
yeah.
yellow
Yellow kit.
stripe zigzag kit on.
You just lifted
And then
it
I
up,
went the
you-
year after when we got beat.
We got 8 and each scored.
And,
1-0.
Um,
Not that one.
no, it was the lad he signed. I think it was the only goal he scored. Jimmy Gabriel had just taken over. The one after.
Carl Griffith scored.
Carl
We got
Griffith
beat
scored,
1-0,
and
yeah.
Brian Horton was in, who was about to take over. Was
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Got beat 1-0, and that was the
That was like by Christmas, wasn't
that was the start of the downfall.
I remember going in the September, and we got beat 1-0 late and each scored early on for them when we got City. That was grim. But City was moody. I remember when one of the worst times I went there, and was when Anelka got a hat-trick for them. We got beat 3-1 with the black kit on. Rodrigo played actually and took a free kick and hit it out the ground. And
His knee fell off.
we were parked like by the ground. And
Yeah.
it was moody
I remember going through Moss Side, and there was a fella. This was the same game. It was the first away game, and there was a fella with an ice pick, right? Cutting ice with an ice pick, and he looked at us and he was doing this to us, and we were just like kids. The worst thing was that City game was done. We won 5-2, and there was a van outside, right, with the Manchester pink.
Yeah.
And the fella was like, later scores. This tells you like what the way it is then and now. And they had so it was the pink, but it had nothing in it.
No.
But what it did was, so it was all pre-written,
Yeah.
and then it had, like, no, when you had remember when, like, the Echo, and it used to have like the latest news
Yeah,
that we
yeah,
printed
yeah.
in the bottom, and the guy was stamping the scores.
Yeah.
So we bought it, and then seen that Liverpool had beat Spurs 6-2. I was like, for fuck's sake.
We've just won
We've just
5-2 away.
And we can't
They've
even
won
allow
up
us to
us.
have. Yeah, they've won up this
They love
again.
the one up, don't they? We finished 4th, so they won the Champions League.
Different times.
Great times.
And you paid on the gate there as well. Mad.
Great times.
Till it was ruined.
I'll tell you what else was a cracking game. I don't know whether you went when we beat Forest 2-0 away in Dunk scored
Never
2.
been to Forest.
Went on the coach. I don't really go on a coach. I drive to, like, I'm not being in cars, but we went on a coach, got it at the Rocket, and we went there, and they stopped us. Like, we got to, like, Nottingham at like 6 o'clock, and the police stopped us. No, sorry, got there at 5 o'clock, and the police stopped us in a lay-by for 45 minutes. And then took us in, and then we went and had a pint at Trent Bridge because it's like over the road from it, and then went up and we went in, and it was near the start of the season, and we won 2-0. Dunk scored 2, diving header. It was amazing. He was like, "What's my fucking name?" Kissing the bats and all that. It was amazing. Ollie Decor played, and he was just unbelievable. And I thought
Was that
this
our
team
first
are going
win
to
of
win
the
the league.
season?
Yeah.
And you thought we were going
I
to
thought I looked and thought we're going to be amazing because the court was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, it
honestly,
was.
Dunk was great, and it was like we've got it all right. We haven't scored a home goal for about fucking 3 months. So there you go.
Crystal Palace first game of the season.
Oh, Palace don't. No, that wasn't that season, was it? That was that season, but the year later was when we didn't score Walter Smith. 10 you won it. Palace at home, that first game was grim.
When
Lombardo.
Walter Smith was in charge, I don't think
What
I
to
looked.
do? MILF?
Walter Smith. When Walter Smith was in charge,
Yeah.
I don't think I looked at the league table for about 3 months. Genuinely, I remember not even knowing where we were in the league because it was just like
It was, we had
every game we drew.
If you remember, we had Villa at home day one, and John Collins, Gareth Barry's debut. John Collins missed a penalty, didn't he? After about 10 minutes.
After he just scored in the World Cup.
Yeah. Oh, scored for Scotland against Brazil, no problem in the penalty spot. Coleman missed the pen, and we drew 0-0, and we were just at home. We couldn't score, and that was the one I was telling you about when Jamie Carragher was sat 3 seats away and Dunk hit that volley against Blackburn that hit one post, rolled along the line, hit the other post, and come out, and him and his mate were fucking head in the hands and all that. He just gave a pen away at Old Trafford a couple of days before for Liverpool, and we drew 0-0. We could score away. We went away to like Borough and drew 2-2 and things, but at home we couldn't score.
I just remember every game being 0-0.
It was just shit. Every game was 0-0 till about November, wasn't it? It was just grim. Sorry about that.
Reminiscing.
Longest answers ever. Lucas, after the game yesterday, I think it's time to move Lookman on. I know he got injured, but in the 15 minutes he played, he didn't seem bothered. Nathan Broadhead came on and showed him how it's done. What are your thoughts? So basically, about Lookman.
I take nothing out of that game from yesterday. Nothing. I have no opinions on that game.
But what are your thoughts on Lookman?
I can't.
You can't give an opinion.
Can't give an opinion based on that game. I
just look at Lookman yesterday, and to me, it just summed up Everton for him. Even in a game that didn't mean anything, was supposed to be a bit of fun, he lasted 11 minutes or something. That to me was just like, I just thought when he come off injured, it's never going to happen for either of us. That was my overriding opinion on it. I just think it's never. I think Everton will sell him, to be honest, in the next week to Leipzig. But Gary Ward, I'm sure Everton could arrange a friendly with Memphis 901 FC, seeing as that Tim
Howard's team.
Yeah,
I knew that.
there you go.
I
We
knew
could. Everton, listen, me and Ped spoke about
Or
the other.
sorry to interrupt you. So to cut you up, Everton could have got a friendly against the team Tim Howard actually plays for.
Yeah, in
his final year.
But
It's like a testimonial, almost like.
almost. But, I mean, you said the other day, we both were talking about this, the way Everton have gone to Kenya and took like 4 of the ladies, like Gabby George and people like that have gone, and the community stuff, we should be doing that in America, and we should be taking the full ladies team and playing a game. The 23s should go and play a game. We should go over as a club and say, this is our first team, there's our 23s, there's our ladies, we're having a game, the 3 of them are playing a couple of games or whatever, the surgeries and go and bed down in Atlanta.
We don't have to win any games, but what we do have to win is hearts and minds.
But go and do it. Because like Stephen was talking before about the African market, the American market is ripe for plucking still. It still is.
Of course it is, it's a huge place. It's a huge place.
310 million people.
I'm not being funny. I was getting sent yesterday. America played, obviously, Ladies World Cup. They played them.
That one?
In the Gold Cup final, which they got beat by Mexico.
Yeah.
90% Mexicans in the ground, though, which was incredible. There's a lot of people in America who really like soccer. I'm just going to call it soccer. Because the country's so big, it allows people to. You can forget you've got all those sports. It's big. It's only with things like the World Cup. It's only going to attract more people to it. It really is. My mate Eric was sent me a video and he sent me pictures. He was watching it in downtown Kansas, and this was like the game was like what?
Was it windy?
No, it wasn't actually. This was like what 9 o'clock in the morning, I think, something like that. And there was thousands there to watch it, and it shows the appetite in some cities. Kansas, I'm not being funny. Like Kansas, facility wise, they just built. They've obviously got the ground, which is a really nice ground, but they just built this training facility, which they're hoping is going to be the national training. Like what we've got St George's Park. They want this to be their national training centre. Kansas, they love footballing, soccer in Kansas. It's got loads of Everton connections. Paul Rideout, Richard Goff, Preki, Mo Johnson. It's got loads and loads of connections with Everton, and if Everton went over there and they used their training facilities and they used their ground and they played against them and they took the women over there and they took the under-23s over there, it's a city. I think somewhere like Kansas, we've mentioned before, Seattle and Atlanta's come up, but Kansas has got a huge market for football, and I don't think anyone's actually sort of touched it yet as a Premier League. I think Newcastle played them a couple of years ago, but I think it, and I just think it's a huge opportunity. But Everton have just got to, getting asked over the weekend from people from Everton, from Americans going, we need to get them over, and there's loads of us, and it's like, well, you've got to start pushing it then. You've got to start as a group saying to Everton, like, why aren't you coming over? Or start with like getting the ambassadors over and getting your Tim Howards or your Tim Cahills.
Events going.
Exactly, get some big Everton events going. I don't know. I just think we always seem to be, as a club, doing the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Fair enough. Cumbrian Trophy, if Mings is worth 26 million, how much is Michael Keane worth?
$1 billion.
I think if you're talking 90 million for Harry Maguire, then it's 90 million for Michael Keane. That's what I would say. I've always said Keane's better. Stephen Kelly, see Josie Altidore had a great game for the USA last night.
Terrible.
Was he horrendous?
He missed a chance early on where he got one-on-one with the keeper and somehow managed to put it wide. One-on-one and he put it wide.
What can you do? This is a good one from J-Mac. With Philip Cocu now at Derby, would they be a good option to send some of our under-23 players on loan due to his relationship with Marcel Brands?
Yeah,
Because they'll play a style.
But ultimately, that would be good. But ultimately, it's about
still a championship.
It's not that. It's still they've still got to do what they've got to do, haven't they? They're not going to look after players for us. He's got to do whatever he can to
win games, doesn't he? He's under pressure. I still think, and listen, I don't know whether this will ever happen with Everton, but I still think, and we've I think we mentioned it before on the final word, is that the best way for us to develop will be a link up with a European club in a league such as the Dutch League or the Belgian League, where it's almost a middle ground between the 23s and the Premier League, somewhere where there's a responsibility to win games of football in front of fans, somewhere where the players can develop technically and play games. You know, Chelsea, we've seen Chelsea with Vita Sarnham. You were talking about the George Hare situation with Leicester. Other clubs have got link-ups with players.
Somewhere you can get work permits as well.
And somewhere where you can have a work permit would be nice. But that would really help our players, because there's a few who played yesterday in that Kariobangi Sharks game who, aren't going to benefit from playing in the 23s anymore. They're really not. They're at that level. Nathan Broadhead, what's he going to learn playing in David Undrecht's 23s this season? Zero.
As a club, we've got to start thinking out of the box and looking at other clubs and what they do. Whether it be commercially or on the pitch, we've got to start using our heads. Whether that's having a club that we send our players to, whether that's sending players to clubs, selling players to clubs and having buyback clauses in them. Start doing things that benefits Everton Football Club and not going, well, whatever. I mean, the amount of times I feel like we've gone places and spoke to people and you say things to them and they look at you like you've got two heads because you've suggested something. That baffles me. For me, whether you like it or not, or whether you agree with it or not, I think Everton should be like at the forefront of all these things. But it's not even that. We're not even at the forefront. You see clubs that have been doing things for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years that we haven't even started to do yet, and that's what continually worries me. And I don't care if it's Moshiri, Brands, or whoever's running the football club. I don't think enough time we look at what other people are doing and go, right, well, we need to start looking at that. We have caught up. I think we've caught up massively by bringing Brands in. I think by having something like the headquarters in the Liver buildings, I think that's a really positive step. But I think I might be asking too much at the moment, because I think Brands is trying to restructure things, and we'll see what happens in the next 2 years. You can't always do things straight away.
No,
there will always be problems, whether they be financial or logistic or whatever. But at times, put it this way, right? Yesterday's match, so it's on live, fine. People all over Twitter complaining, right, that it couldn't work, right? Well, the stream was there.
I watched it,
right? But it seemed more of a login problem. So I tried a couple of times on my phone because I wanted to cast it to my telly, it's easier on my phone, and I could not log in on my phone. I just couldn't log in. Kept on saying, just every time you logged in, it would take you back to the page you'd just been on, asking you to log on. So I think that was the problem.
I think it done that on my phone last week, but I was saying to you, I've got it, and I tried it on my phone, it couldn't, but when I done it on my laptop, it worked.
Yeah, exactly. Did that with me as well. So the question is that if Everton have just got a new website, are they going through the processes to? Because it might be sorted. It might be sorted for the next game. But if that's a high-profile game for the sports pager, surely they want eyes on it. And they are. How many people do you think went, "Oh, I'm excited for this game," and then when about 5 minutes went, probably looked at Twitter and went, "Oh, it looks like this game's crap. I'll go and do something else." I think that.
Me mate actually, Andy, who's a season ticket holder, messaged me going, "Is your link working?" And I was like, "Yeah," but he was on his phone. He said, "I'm at a barbecue. I want to watch it on my phone. I can't log in."
But also with the new website. At first I was like, where is it? And you had to scroll down the page, and then it was like live, and they give you something to click. So it's because it's maybe a new website as well. It's the functionality people are not used to, and it's every year we seem to do this though. It's like we get it right by the time the last pre-season game comes around, and then we change it the next year. It's all these little things. So Everton always seem to make it difficult to do anything. right? If you go on the shop on your phone, on the app on your phone, if you press back, it takes you off the app. So if you're looking at something and you want to go back to the page you've just been at, you press back, it takes you off the app, and it's like, the functionality doesn't help you buy anything.
Yeah.
So
just little things we're trying to move forward, but there's little bumps in the road that we don't seem to move out the way. And you're right, when we've spoke about how about doing this, how about doing that, they're like, that's a really good idea, but you know that they're not going to do anything with it. And it's like, if we can't be leaders financially and blow everyone away on the pitch at the moment, let's try and take the lead in other areas, because you can circumnavigate stuff then and jump up different rungs of the ladder by doing things in a different way. Do you know what I mean?
The funny thing was, when we were at the...
Get these thumbs up, by the way, the likes, if you're watching on YouTube, 35, and only 7 likes.
When we were at the kit
Joe's fuming. Literally
Get the likes up and we might get Joe on. At the kit launch last week, when we were asking them questions before we started filming, it's like, any questions? And I said, is there going to be a short sleeve goalkeeper top? I think I mentioned it on the video and the guy talks about it. And we were talking, and he was like, yeah, there's going to be a short sleeve goalkeeper top. And I was like, because I said, you know, you see a lot of kids in their Liverpool kits, short sleeve, because it's like another couple of more kits, isn't it? Kids don't want to look like they're wearing goalkeeper kits, they want to look like they're wearing kits. You know, they don't want to look like the goalkeepers. And he was like, oh yeah, I understand that, blah blah blah. Yeah, we're definitely bringing short sleeve goalkeeper kits out. So the day of the launch of the kit comes out, go on the website, any short sleeve? No. So I'm thinking, well, maybe it's going to be a staggered release. I seen someone on Twitter today, they emailed Everton, or Everton Direct, so it might have been Fanatics. Are there going to be any short sleeve goalkeeper kits? No. So the guy told me in front of all these people that we were bringing short sleeve goalkeeper kits out. The guy from Umbro's in there. If the guy from Umbro had said to him, he looked at the guy from Umbro. If he had said no. So I don't know what's happened. Have Umbro and Everton decided to have short sleeve and it hasn't got through to Fanatics, or have Umbro designed the kit, then give Fanatics the kit to make, and then Fanatics haven't made short sleeve kits, and you're just like, this seems to be the problem at Everton all the time.
That is berserk, because when they briefed us off camera, everyone was in the room, and he said, yes, that's what we're doing, and we recognised that there's more. What he said was, we recognised that long sleeve shirt are dying out.
He said that himself.
On the goal, he said, and the Umbro fella said it, so there's going to be loads of short sleeve goalkeeper kits.
He actually said, long sleeve shirts in general are dying out. He said players don't wear long sleeve shirts anymore. He said they wear short sleeve and they have like a body Under Armour underneath it. He said technically you wouldn't wear long sleeve because they're flappy. He said players want to wear like he made a big deal of it, didn't he? It was just like,
and now they're saying there isn't.
It's like the first time we went when Umbro took over, and the guy I asked, oh, you're going to be able to get it in America? And he was like, yeah, we've got a deal in place with Dick's Sporting Goods and all this. And we, like, you know, you go out afterwards, you talk about it, we did a show about it, and we were like, yeah, they said, and then every time it was like, you said they were going to, it was like the fella from Umbro told us. It's like, fucking hell. It's like the dots are never ever joined up.
No, just basic stuff that they just allowed to slip away, and it's so frustrating. So much frustration and so frustrating. Where are we? Magnus done. Hope you're having a good day. Yes, we are, Magnus. Dislikes for Joe to come on. Only messing. I'm away on holidays from the 25th and I'm fuming there isn't an early pre-season order delivery. Bit frustrating, to be honest, because I'm from Ireland. And I don't know what the script is, why they haven't got it ready to land on the 18th with people. Do you know what I mean? Buy it in the shop on the 18th. It's like when you pre-order like a game, a PlayStation game, yeah? You pre-order a PlayStation game. Sometimes it gets there the day before. But on the day.
Again, though, when we went to the launch of Fanatics, when they redone this contract, the guy from Fanatics was telling us how quickly they could get stuff out. He was like, we can turn stuff out over a weekend. He said, like, if something happens on the pitch on a Saturday, we can have t-shirts in the shops on Monday. If like Richarlison's done something, well, that's the fucking case then. Get a Richarlison top in the fucking shop today. Something to do with the Copa America, if that's the case. Get the kits sent out to people if that's the case. just all the time, these little things. And I've said it for years with Everton, it's the little things that all add up.
It seems to just hold us back, it's weird. Kane Force, do you think Silva might change the system to play 3 at the back if we sign Zuma? I don't. I think we've had... things went really well with the 4-3-3, which he likes playing. It's his favoured formation. Yeah. And so I just don't see us learning a new formation. He might play it the odd game, but I don't think I think his preferred formation is a 4-3-3 with a front 3 that are fluid and can change. That's what I think. Simon Rouse, that has changed. I think it's daft they charge for non-season ticket holders for the pre-season games by making them sign up. Surely to push the club around the world, they should stream it for free. I doubt it's a money maker for them. I think the reason why it's supposed to be a benefit for season ticket holders, isn't it? Really. And that's probably why they charge for it. But the problem is, I suppose, if you're going to charge for it, then a lot of people aren't going to be interested in watching it if they have to pay for it. I'd pay for it because I'd want to watch it, but I get it free because I'm a season ticket holder. So I don't know. I mean, what's your view on it? Should they just stream it for free, or do you agree with them charging?
Should be on YouTube.
Free?
Yeah.
Free of charge.
Of course it should be. It's a friendly. It's a pre-season friendly. It should be free on YouTube.
You can give season ticket holders other things, can't they? Really. You're right. It's about spreading Everton's name.
I buy my season ticket to go the match. Right?
No, I know, but they like to have benefits.
I tell you what is a benefit. Give me discount in the club shop. That's a benefit that actually I need. You know, give me discount in
2 free pints or something.
Yeah, give me discount in
coffee or whatever.
Give me, I don't know, when I present me season ticket, I get the 6th coffee free.
Yeah, something
like that, like they do in McDonald's.
Yeah.
That should be on YouTube, so everybody, like you've just said, can see and watch. And again, this was a thing, we spoke about this with the guy last week in the kit launch, saying about the idea of, is the kit a little bit louder this year so that the design separates it from other kits, so that someone in America or Asia or whoever might see it in the shop and go, oh, I like that, I'll buy that. I think, again, this is another fault I have with Everton, is they only ever seem to cater for the people who are already Everton fans and dismiss anybody else. And that's one of the big problems with only selling your kit online or in your shop. Well, that's fine if you're looking for that kit because you know where to go. But what if you're not looking for that kit? What if you just are in a shop and you stumble upon it? Kids like wearing kits. I'm sure that's universal. You know, you don't need to be able to support a team. You might support a team, but you might support a team in your country. And you just stumble across an Everton kit and go, oh, I like that. Or doesn't so-and-so play for them? Richarlison, he plays for them. Well, I support this team here in Brazil, but I want an Everton top.
Mad.
Or you might support Gremio, and Everton might be your favourite player, and then you find out there's an Everton team, and you go, oh, I'll have the Everton kit in a shop. Well, there's a team called Everton. You don't go online and then have to pay whatever the delivery charge is.
But also,
I think we're solving all the problems here.
It's also like if Everton are on YouTube and it's like, oh, what's this? Oh, is that Everton? And the game's free, I can watch it here. Yeah. And then you might look at it and go, oh, I like these, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? That's how I've been speaking to a lot of American fans when we got Donovan or people like that, and he'd watch games, Tim Howard, and gone, I like this team, but I like what they stand for because of that player.
But that's how people watch things now, though. YouTube.
Yeah.
It's how people are watching this right now. YouTube. You know, the functionality is it can cater anything on YouTube now. The functionality is superb. You know, it allows us to do a live video like this, without any issues. Listen, obviously, for a match like that, the technology is obviously harder. But I tell you what, the system Everton are using won't be much different. In fact, it won't be anywhere as good as YouTube. YouTube can cope with more demand than Everton need. I mean, you see some of the live videos some of the big YouTube people put out get millions and millions of views. The functionality is there to cope with that. Everton's mightn't be. It probably isn't, because it hasn't got what YouTube's got and what Google's got, and you just
you see it from other games. I've watched like MLS Cup games live on YouTube.
Champions League
US
final.
Open, Champions League final. The Europa League final I watched on live on YouTube. So
BT, they who've got the Champions League right and the Europa League right, they don't say, well, we'll open up our channel for free tonight. They go, no, just stick on YouTube. So everyone, everywhere has got access to it. So because if you're, like you just said, like Andy, you're at a barbecue and you want to watch the Everton game, you watch it on your phone on YouTube.
Yeah, you don't have
and
to
then, or you
log
can,
it.
you can.
And Everton had saved themselves so much. Put it live on Everton's page on YouTube, whatever. Everton had saved themselves so much unnecessary stick as well.
Exactly.
It?
And you can cast it to your telly then as well, so you can watch it on telly like we do. You know, you can watch it on YouTube, cast it to your telly. Loads of tellies have YouTube anyway now. So Everton are on, you stick it on the telly, you're watching it at home like you would not a normal game. No issues, no problems. There's no logging issues. It's there for everybody.
Magna says the express delivery on the order is 3 to 10 working days. I'm not sure how that's express. Me neither.
Pony Express?
No. Phil McBoob says, you're not solving anything. You've gone over this countless times.
I know.
And it should be second nature to the club, but it's run by fucking old men.
The problem is I honestly don't know who makes these decisions. And I'll tell you why, right? I'll tell you why. Every time we go to one of these things, we meet a different person.
It's a different person.
It's a different person. It's a new fella this time, and he didn't even, like... he didn't have a clue we were, and that's fine. I'm not saying he should, but he just like
no, but others have, haven't they?
Yeah, others have like
you know, on the pulse.
Seamus Coleman knew we were.
Just mad, isn't it?
It's like the fella from the marketing department or head of partnership didn't know who we were.
He didn't know anyone was in the room. No,
that's what I'm saying. He didn't know who anyone was. He didn't.
I don't even think he knew Vinnie O'Connor was till Vinnie grabbed him.
He wasn't like, he hadn't like...
And he was great, he was a nice lad, and he was, he was good at
do a bit of homework.
What he's doing,
do a bit of homework and go, yours thing, from, blah, 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 yeah, whatever. Do whatever you need to do.
They don't know anything.
But if every time we go for a meeting with somebody and it's a different person, how are we ever going to build up relationships with these people?
How's anybody, though,
that
in any company?
Yeah, that you're comfortable with to go, maybe you should... And also, this is the problem, mate. If we walk into a meeting with someone and we say something to them, are they going to get offended because we've said that, or are they going to take it as, that's number one. We're a fan. We're a fan, so we know what the fan side, and on the other side of it,
we do
this. It's not hard to do it. It's not hard to put a live thing out.
Russell Smith says, can't listen right now, but he has a question. At what point do we start to panic about the lack of signings? Leicester are starting to do a bit of business.
September.
August the 8th, about 5 o'clock, if we haven't got what we want. Leicester have bought 2 players. One they had last season, and Ayos Perez. Everton have they've brought in 2 players. One we had last season, and the goalkeeper. And we want Zuma. So I wouldn't be panicking about Leicester in the slightest. I really wouldn't. And if they lose Maguire, oh dear. Lucas, this is more on what you're saying. Everton need to get with the technology. Explain to me why the games can't be watched on the app and Chromecast to a TV. It's mad.
I said that a few years ago to Everton. I spoke to Everton about this, and one of the things I was saying was, why don't... And this might have been a little bit ahead of the curve. Was, why didn't Everton create an app to put Everton TV on? Because a lot of the stuff going out was good, but you could only watch it through your laptop, and this was before like Chromecast became a big thing.
Yeah.
So it was like, well, if I want to watch it and I don't want to watch it on my laptop, I've got to plug. I want to watch it on my telly. I want to watch it, and listen, we're all lazy. We're all to a degree lazy. So the idea of getting a laptop, getting it open, putting something into your telly, you just want to go like that with the box, don't you? And that's probably why YouTube has become even huge now, so much bigger than it was, just because it's like another telly, it's like another channel. It's another channel on your telly, isn't it? It's why Netflix is... I can go on my telly now and Netflix is there, Amazon Prime's there, YouTube's there, and they're all there ready to wet, and all I need is a box. And actually, sometimes I'm so lazy, but I can't watch stuff because I lose the little box. I'm like, oh, I won't
remote
watch it
control,
then.
he means.
Yeah, the remote control.
Those are the box.
That's what it is, the box. So, if Everton, I said this to Everton, and they were like, well, it's too much money and all the rest of it. what's too much money is having a channel. I understand that, running a TV channel. You run them at a loss, effectively. Those Liverpool channel and Man United channel, all that, they run at a loss, essentially. So I understand why they wouldn't do that. But you could still create programmes, couldn't you? Easily create programmes. We do it every single day. It's not difficult.
There's no desire there to do it.
There isn't a desire, and that's the problem.
But they've got enough content that they could continue to
and
put
staff.
out good stuff in a cheaper way, and something that keeps it going. But a certain amount of content every day. Pre-season is the day they should have 8 videos out a day with different players and different stuff, right? And there's nothing really. There's no interview with Marco Silva on Everton TV, none at all. They put 40 seconds of Baines out yesterday. They've now put 3 minutes out today. There's nothing with anyone. You should have the manager, Marcel Brands, and this should be happening all the time because people's interest. They want more information. You want to see things, sort of players. It's just left. And I don't listen. You tell the manager and you tell Brands and you tell the players, these are your obligations to this football club. You will do media for us every day, so that we've got stuff to put out, because it's about building excitement and interest. If you can't, pre-season you should be cranking up the fans, cranking it up.
At Melwood, they've got Peter McDowell, who used to work for Radio City and Radio Merseyside, and he's there basically. He's their version of Darren Griffiths. So, but he's full time. He has, and when he was
Darren,
at no.
Yeah.
What I was going to say was when he was at Radio Merseyside, he had a really good job, and he was starting to do stuff. And Liverpool came to him and offered him a job, and he was a bit like, I don't want to do it full time. Like, I don't want to do. He was doing like, he was the pitch announcer. So, because of from his time at like Radio City, they had him and Rossi did ours, and they were like, we want to bring you in full time. He was like, I don't really want to do this full time. And he just gave them a list of demands, apparently. And one of them was like, I'm in charge. There's going to be there's a purpose studio built at Melwood. And I get to like dictate the terms of who I speak to, when I speak to them, and the content. And he's basically in charge now of that side of things at Melwood. So when they're at Melwood, he just pulls them into the studio. And I know at Goodison, at Finch Farm, we have like a little room and stuff like that. But it's all on his terms, and I don't know what. Listen, I don't know what the situation is at Everton, so I can't say it's completely different. But he just seems to have to run the place, and he's involved in shows that go out on their TV channel, and he creates shows, which are not just reactive videos, which are like they put some thought into them. And obviously they have they have offices in town as well, and they have studios in town. So Steve Hoddlestall from Radio City, he does like the press show once a week, and Paul from the Redmen goes over and does that as well with loads of journalists and loads of commentators, and it's they put it out every week and it looks as good as what Sky do. But it's all Liverpool centric.
Everton could do a fraction of that though, with content every day, fresh content. The players are there. It does me head in. Can't get basic stuff. It's nonsense as far as I'm concerned. Graham Finch says the sound's a bit crackly. No one else has said it, Graham. I don't know. Cumbria and Toffee, if we don't have a successful season, top 6 finish or lift the cup, how long can we realistically keep Richarlison? Who knows? But it's up to us to do well, and it's up to him to develop. He loves Marco Silva. He's on a big contract. He may get a new contract at that time, mightn't he? But if not, we'll move on to the next one. Chris Donachie, great show, lads. Keep up the good work. Morales gone for good. Luckman on his way with a sell on. Get the winger in. Maybe Malcolm with Zuma as well. And Brands has played a blinder again. Centre forward as well, Chris, for me. Magnus Dunn, I've loads of United men in my family who have MUTV, Man United TV, for £5 a month, and they watch it on their phone, albeit they're a much bigger product than us, but I'd pay for Everton TV if we got more or less the same.
The thing about something like Man United TV and Liverpool TV and Chelsea TV is they charge, and what you get back is value for money. Now, I'm telling you now, they still run at a loss. They do run at a loss. So Everton couldn't do that, but Everton could still create enough content, then that content can be just for season ticket holders, like us with this, right? So we have stuff that goes on YouTube, but the longer form content, the stuff with a little bit more detail, the stuff like this is for you guys on Patreon. Stuff that takes up more of our time, right? So Everton can have soft and fluffy, can go on YouTube, but the stuff that they're saying, you know what, this takes us a little bit of time, we've got to put money into this as well, that can go on there, and that's like, that can you either pay for that, or that's for season ticket holders. I've got no problem with that. And YouTube is for the soft and fluffy stuff, like where they follow them around and stuff like that. But you've got to make, you've got to embrace. You've got to want to make that stuff. You've got to want to make that stuff. I don't think they want to. I just don't think it's. Everything for so long have been like this. Everything's secret. Everything's behind. Everything's behind the wall and
secret society. Simon Rouse could even have a sponsor for a YouTube channel. More money. They could. Dave Wild, as a Manc Everton supporter of over 40 years, what's your view on fans? Some fans are very parochial and resent supporters who are from outside Liverpool. I don't resent Evertonians who are from outside Liverpool. You're a blue nose. I think it's the commitment of people who don't live here sometimes as far outweighs the commitment of people who do.
I don't really see
it's the
that.
wool stuff and all that.
A lot of that's just, Wolves in general, that's fine, but the Everton stuff, I don't think it's as bad. I think it's a big Liverpool thing, and the reason it's become a big Liverpool thing is because Liverpool fans from Liverpool who pretend like they were going to go the match use it as a stick to beat foreign fans with, because they think they're getting the tickets that they're not. They wouldn't go to the match anyway.
No.
If you're going to go to the match, you go to the match. If it's in you, it's in you. It's just
they're
just lazy. But they use it. I don't think it's as big an Everton thing. And I think the problem with it is because with Liverpool is because they put so many tickets aside, and because they do have packages for these fans.
They cater for foreign supporters.
Because what they understand is
outside the city.
So what they understand is that if you come over from America, or you come over from Ireland, or you come over from Scandinavia, or wherever you come from to watch Liverpool, while you're here, you are going to
spend
money. It's as simple as that. And you're going to spend money, whether it be on a tour, whether you upgrade your ticket and go in one of the lounges, you're going to go in the club shop and you're going to raid it for absolutely everything, aren't you? Impulse buying. It's why I keep on saying this. It's why Liverpool make sure their home kit is out for that last game of the season, so they make sure that all those foreign fans go home with a kit. It's as simple as that. That's why they do it. They understand their fan base and how their fan base works. Do we understand? I don't think we do.
Kane, for sure, people who work at the club seem to be not very bright, I'm paraphrasing here, and not football people.
Kane, they're all Reds. They're all Reds, Kane. You know this.
To see it from a fan's point of view, it's embarrassing. People just happy to sit there and wait for their pay at the end of the month. Things need to change. Get some proper fans doing proper jobs like you.
Can I just...
I think the thing is, right, come on, and I will say this, because there's some very good, committed people at Everton Football Club, and...
Why don't you work there anymore?
Because I hated it in the end. Because there was no... They didn't look after you when I worked there at all. It was... The pay wasn't very good, the benefits weren't very good, and it was just... The conditions weren't very good. It's much better now, there's no question about that. But it's still nowhere.
There's a lot of Reds working, or a lot of...
And there was.
When I put on the interviews and I heard a Cockney voice interviewing the manager, alright, you know what? That fella might be very, very good at his job, but it just doesn't ring true to me to hear that voice. It just doesn't seem... It doesn't have that familiarity that I want. I would like somebody who maybe had worked at one of the local radio stations and then moved into working at Everton. Maybe that's me being a bit, parochial. Yeah. So, but
wouldn't you rather Darren done those interviews then? done that Cockney voice.
Let's move on.
Was asking.
Let's move on. No, I'm only messing. No, because I don't want to hear his voice on everything.
Yeah.
So I do like when people are asking. When it's just like, all right, Marco. But the problem is that I don't think Everton want Evertonians working for Everton, which to me is mental, because I think they're the kind of people who, and this is Everton again, being terrified of the fans, being absolutely terrified. How many times have they made a decision because they're scared of upsetting people, instead of just going, we're making this decision, we're making this decision. I think people would go the extra mile if they were Evertonians.
Well, they do.
And worked at Everton.
And I have done. I've done stuff I'd have never done for anyone else. When I worked there, worked longer than I would have done, or done things that go and do that and go and do that, and you do it because you're thinking you're
passion,
helping.
Innit?
You're helping the club and you're passionate about
Passion.
your club, but not enough happens, and there's nothing really is taken into consideration about it, and your loyalty didn't mean anything.
But I think as well,
the
and
problem.
I'm not saying this, don't know if this is the case now, but I also think there's that element of, oh God, he's a fan. Oh, have I got to deal with him? Oh, he's a fan. I hate the word fan media. I absolutely hate it. Hate the word fan media, because I don't think it respects what we actually do. I don't think it does that at all. And you see that with some people you'd have to deal with on social media. I don't think it reflects the work you put into it. And
Only the odd person.
no, I know.
The odd knob.
But I think
the other night.
I think at times football clubs have the same
Yeah,
thing, though,
definitely.
where it's just like, oh, they're just a fan. They're just a fan.
Yeah, but what's hilarious about that, right? And we had that lad the other night who obviously had a bad night. But that wouldn't let him sleep in the big bed, so we had a cop on with me and you talking about degree. Well, I've got a degree, and it means nothing. It's a piece of paper. It means nothing. I haven't got a journalist degree, but I did do two parts of my sports degree, like PE degree and stuff. I done journalism in it, right? It means nothing. I'm not disrespecting lads who've gone and got journalism degree, because that's great. It's great for them, but it wouldn't make me any better at what I do by having that bit of paper. Because we do this, and I've done this for 7 years together, and
I've been doing it for 10 years.
For 10, and I've done things since 10 so 9. I've been doing stuff for independently. We've done stuff together for 7 years. We work hard at that.
Time is it?
Very hard. It's 20 to 7 at night. But we work and put a lot into this to make it as good as we can, and we want to get better, and we'll meet up and we go, right, what do we need to do? We need to do this. I don't know whether that same passion is allowed to be organic at a football club. I don't know whether I don't think Everton go, you're a fan, so you're not going to work there, because it's an interview process. But there's not enough in the building.
Let me just say what they said. Number one, I have got a degree in thugonomics.
Nonsense.
He doesn't know what that is.
Go on, carry on, finish.
There's one word that we generally use. Not use it, but we show, right, that you're not allowed, if you work at Everton, to show, and it's called emotion, right? That's the word. But the mad thing about that is that as football fans, that's the only thing you want to see from. No, it's not the only thing, but that's one of the only things that you want to see from the players, from the manager, from the owner, and from people who work, is emotion. You want to see that people care. Right? So when you're watching something from Everton, whether it be a manager, a player, and you see them not caring, you can't have them.
No.
You can't have them. It's the difference between Martinez and the soft Dutch bastard. Was one cared, so we give him a lot more time, and the other one didn't. We have players who are shit, but they would run through brick walls for Everton, and they become Everton heroes and legends, whatever you want to say about them. Not legends, but in some people's eyes, they'll love them till the day they die. They might not be very good footballers or not as good as other people, but they have heart and emotion. So they care about us, so we care back about them. We will always have that at Everton. When I watch people at Everton, they have no emotion, and they don't want emotion from people, and that's the key. And because what they think is emotion means that you are unprofessional, is that you start thinking with your heart and not your head, and therefore you can't do your job effectively. This is the case, and it's something that I think we disagree on. See, I think you can have emotion at a football club and it doesn't take away, because the professionalism of the club is, you say to the people, just, if we're all professional, then that person can be emotional. If that makes sense. If you're asked if a manager's asked a question after a game and the person asking the question does it with emotion, I think that's going to get a much better response out of the manager. He's not going to go, we got beat today, you're a knobhead. He's just going to go, got beat today, doesn't feel good, that does it. If, you know, as an, you know, you wouldn't listen on air, you wouldn't go, as an Evertonian, I'm hating tonight, but you'd almost relate it. Whereas it's far too much like, so Marco, got beat 3-0 today, thoughts on the game?
Well, it will do, because there's a lot of, I don't see that happening, you see, because there's a lot of protection that goes on around football. But it's football, it's not just Everton, it's football.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And that's the way.
I agree. But don't you think the rise in fan culture or fan media, whatever you want to call it, is because people will watch or want to watch? It's why people watch Arsenal fan TV. Okay, they watch it because there's loads of dickheads, and
soap opera.
DT's forehead is officially
massive.
It's that big. It's that big. Honestly, it's huge.
The cap covers a multitude
cap covers,
of sins.
honest to God, it's like, it's honestly,
that cap would have covered Medusa's head.
I'm telling you,
how big the cap is.
The forehead is huge, but at times on Arsenal fan TV, you know, I'll say this, there is genuine emotion, and for all the knobheads that it's become, it didn't always. But I think Robbie put a video out. They got 1 million subs a couple of weeks ago, and he was putting out some of the best bits, and he put a video out and he said this is the video that turned Arsenal fan TV into what it was. And it wasn't any of those knobheads, it was this older fella who had just come out of a game, and he was talking about how the owner was ripping the heart out of the club, and it was all heart. It was all heart, and it was all emotion, and none of it was played for the cameras. It was real, absolutely real. And we've seen videos from the Redmen exactly the same. There was a brilliant one about the Irish lad, done it?
Yeah.
And it was about the price of the tickets and people getting off early and all that. FSG and all that. And it was real heart. He was like, who wants to come and pay X amount to watch this crap? And I think some of the videos we've done, the one after when we got beat at Anfield 4-0 and I lost the plot. But I lost the plot for the right reason, and they used the plot because I lost it because I was hating, and that's why people are attracted to fan media. I still think that there's room for that at a club like Everton, but Baz is probably right, it'll never happen. But why not have someone who just conveys that, who conveys that spirit and that emotion, so that after the game they're talking to the manager and a bit like, and the manager will listen, the manager know all the staff, but the manager will know that person's an Evertonian, and he knows that he's, again, like I said, he's not going to go, why did you make that sub? Which is the thing they always fear, you know, when we go. Is like, why did you do that, Marco? Or Roberto, why did you do that? And that's why they still fear us, and they don't give us opportunities, because they still think we're going to say something stupid like we wouldn't. But if a guy's there interviewing after the match and he's hating a little bit, and he's like, I know, you could hear it, and his fans would be all over that. But, well, you know, I don't know whether that'll ever happen. They just prefer, say Marco!
Robert Foe says, I've been knocked back 4 times in 12 months applying for jobs at Everton, not even given an interview, all in a similar to the role I'm in now. I feel you're right about them being reluctant to employ fans.
They don't, honestly, mate, they don't. And, but there are little, I've seen a couple of things over the weekend. Number one, something I was speaking to Baz about last week, saying about the email account, the Twitter account, the fan engagement officer. The Twitter account follows about 14 people. Should follow everybody. And then I seen that same Twitter account blocking someone on Twitter. Now that person had said something stupid about one of our players, but I still don't think that account should be blocking people, and it should be following as many Evertonians.
But if they're being disrespectful,
no, for me, that's
up to you.
That account is not a person.
Doesn't matter.
But it does.
Doesn't matter, because there's an ethical code that you should follow.
For me, that person should be following as many people as they can, and when that person scrolls down their Twitter feed, they should be actively trying to find the problems, not having someone tweet them the problems. I was looking yesterday, and all that was happening was people were tweeting about the match, and they were like, ring this person, ring this phone line,
Yeah, I'm
ring
not
this.
saying that, but if someone's tweeting it, giving abuse out,
they weren't giving abuse to that. They weren't giving abuse to a player. They just said something light-hearted, and they didn't say it to that account. They just said something light-hearted, and whether you agree or disagree, right? They should, for me, they shouldn't be blocking that person.
Okay.
But what I would say is, I looked at that account yesterday, and all they were doing was directing people to this phone number. But what do you think's going to happen then?
It'd be chocker.
Yeah, so you can't get through. So they weren't solving the problem. And again, these are the things that I think Everton have to get better at. Solve the people's issues. God, this has been a bit ranty, hasn't it?
Gary Ward said, God forbid someone gives a shit. I know. Jake Ablett, why did the club not jump over all our players doing well, being so popular nationally and spreading Everton worldwide? Don't know. Magnus Dunn always wondered, Baz, who did he play for? Play for Everton, Burnley, Chester, in broken leg, was going to Canada, all that nonsense. Ian Lyons, I wouldn't be a patron if you lads didn't have passion for our club, so please don't change. We won't change, Ian, because, listen, we always go on. What are you saying?
I'm very cool.
That's because I just have to pull us in line, otherwise we'd be banned from everywhere with you and your rants. We're not going to change. We don't like fan media, do we?
I hate the word.
For the simple reason that I understand why it's termed, but we like Everton independent media because that's what we are now. We do this full time and all that, but we're not going to change because this is who we are. We're supporters, so we want to see Everton doing the very best on every front. And you'll have those days when we come in here and we've been beaten on a Saturday and it still hurts, and we'll have a moan, and some people mightn't like us moaning. Some people hate us being too positive and hate us being too negative. But it's at the time what you feel, what we always try to do, and I think we do it, and we've said this before, we're biased, of course we are, but I think we do it better than most.
Nobody does it better.
We deconstruct the game as well as we can do, and we go into things in a deeper, meaningful way.
Deconstruct sentences.
We do.
It's for an hour.
But that's what we do. We do the best we can. We talk as supporters, and that's why.
We're the Goldilocks channel.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just right.
But we just try our very best to be as honest as we can, to be as professional as we can. We're always striving. No, but we do. We're always striving to get better and better. We've got Joe there working on new graphic. Well, I mean, he looks like he's looking at women on Instagram or
he's watching Pornhub.
But we're trying to be the best we can. Because of you guys, you help us to strive for better, and we're getting better. But we're not going to change because we're fans. And at the end of the day,
change it.
Well, we can't, can we? Because it's how we feel about Everton. I was probably absolutely pathetic yesterday, but I was excited at 2 minutes to 2 to watch the game. Do you know what I mean? And I toyed with doing an instant match reaction, and I thought, no one's going to watch that. But it is what it is, and we, like I say, we're passionate. We want to do better. We want a little bit more from the club, I'll be honest, because I feel they should be tapping into us. We want to spread Everton's name as far and wide as we can. I don't understand why the club would try to hold that back.
It's not even about, do you know what though, it's not even about spreading it far and wide, because other people will genuinely say, and they've got a right to say this, they'll say, well, you know, where do you think you can get where the club can't get? Or
no, but it's having more that concept.
No, and that's what I'd say. It's like when right. So when Joe steals other people's tweets,
or gets tweets and thumbnails stolen by another channel, just look out for them.
But yeah. Point being is, right, Everton could tweet something, right? No, I'm just saying, Everton could tweet something, right, and we could tweet that word for word, genuinely, and put it out, and we'd still get loads of retweets and loads of likes. I'm not saying we do that. I'm not saying we would do that, but the point being is that not everybody gets their news from the same source. Internet is a huge place, so therefore there's enough room for everyone to do essentially the same thing, and that's where Everton have got to get better at. They want everyone to, and this is why I'm talking about YouTube, putting the games on YouTube, is that something like YouTube is universal. Everybody is aware of YouTube. Not everyone's aware of how to get onto Everton's website. It's very clear because they don't make it very easy. So when the kit comes out and they take a load of us to the Live building, they're obviously trying to sell their kit. When there's a new deal or a new season ticket thing or whatever, they get us and they're trying to get us to sell that. So why not just do that weekly? You got a player, he's doing interviews, we'll let him do an interview with us. Because you're putting out the message, aren't you? You're letting it get seen by enough people, enough set of eyes.
But what I would say is, and you're right, but just as what I was saying before, is that Everton can put the news out and reach other places we can't. Of course they can, because they're a Premier League football club. We have got bigger subs than 7 Premier League football clubs, by the way. But people will watch us because Everton can't do what we do. We can't do what Everton do. We can't go into Finch Farm and go to Marco Yarko here. We'd love to. But Everton can't do what we do as well. So you're spreading the message as diversely as you can, aren't you? And that's what it's about. And the more you put it out, Liverpool do anything, take anything they can get, any publicity. They don't care. Half the time they don't give a shit if it's good or bad, to be honest, as long as it's Liverpool in the news. They give the red men all sorts. They give them all sorts, and the anti-rap. They just go, we'll give you all sorts, because that's what they do.
And they are, shite.
And right, they don't feel like
Joe, is that video edited? We'll upload it then.
Good lad. Magnus Dunn says, I love everything about this channel. All the rest are just plain shite.
Is the thumbnail done?
It's all done.
Get it out.
Bets everywhere.
The what?
Giddy bets everywhere. So there you go. That's our little rant for today. We've had a couple of rants actually, but that's our thing for today. So big thank you for supporting us and helping us. We will get better, and therefore hopefully
we've actually got this new thing, and I'm gutted that we'll try and find a way. We've got a new thing where all our new subs will get personalised messages to them. Nothing dodgy, like, you know what I mean? If we can find a way of getting everyone a message, we will. But
if not, thank you very much for subscribing. We love you.
There you go. There's your personal message.
Listen, there's 33 watching. Get them likes up to 20. Come on, 5 yet who haven't clicked the like on the YouTube thing. It takes a second. It's lazy, that.
At least there's no non-like.
It's lazy, literally lazy. But thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today, and we'll be back tomorrow.
We will.
And hopefully you will be too.
God. Beautiful. What a sentiment.
See you later.
Bye.